Cork Red FM.
Just after leaving the ground this minute now, and the Dubs just can't believe how they let the game like that slip. I mean, Cork, I think obviously the penalty was a turning point, and the introduction of Colm O'Neill totally transformed things for us. But we were definitely in a lot of trouble there at the start of the second half. But the penalty and Colm O'Neill definitely swung Cork's way.
Yeah, and this Cork team, Joe, they've often been criticised of lacking bottle and stuff, but in the last 5 minutes there, when they were under pressure, they got 1-3 in the last 5 minutes. I mean, that was a real show of strong character.
That was the thing, and Donald O'Connor, to be fair to him, stuck the penalty and a couple of frees after missing a few earlier ones. So the likes of that, there was a lot of pressure there, there was a lot of heckling going on from the Dublin crowd. Nicholas won a few balls, and again Colm O'Neill was at the tick of it underneath the Cusack stand at the end. So they did show composure, and I think their fitness stood to them. Dublin were out on their feet at that stage, and Cork's fitness, and they're no how won in the end, I suppose.
Yeah, Joe, I suppose the way Dublin were playing the game and that kind of, getting everybody behind the ball and, the real blanket defence, it's a high intensity game and it's difficult to keep that going for 70 minutes.
And that's the way it proved, I suppose. They were out on their feet, their full-back pulled up with a hamstring. Henry went off halfway through the second half. They were just dead and buried at that stage, and Cork, to be fair to them, were still going strong, and that's probably why they won it in the end, I suppose, their superior fitness.
Yeah, and Joe, you mentioned some of the individuals there who really stood up in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Donnacha O'Connor obviously was one of them, but Colm O'Neill came in, won a lot of ball, and he was fouled. I mean, I think he won 3 frees, and he obviously won the penalty as well. I mean, he really kind of showed Conor Coonan that he's not going to be happy enough to be left out for the All-Ireland final.
But that's the thing, you'd kind of wonder now, is he a guy to bring on? And he can do that, but obviously as a forward, he wants to start, I suppose, in the final. He's definitely thrown his hat into the ring anyway, because he was immense. He was the difference basically for Cork, because up front they were going up blind alleys for a long period, but when he came on it was direct, and he went direct at goal. And as you said, the penalty came off him, numerous frees, and he battled back there right at the end underneath us in the Cusack stand, and he won a great ball that Cork needs to win at the death.
Yeah, no, obviously it's we're all delighted at the moment, Joe, and relieved to have won the game, but when Conor Coonan looks back and dissects it, there's a lot to work on now going into the All-Ireland final. I suppose one of the major issues from a Cork point of view, Joe, before their resurgence in that last 5 or 10 minutes, was there were 13 wides today, and some of the kicking at goal was absolutely awful.
It was, especially in the first half. There was some very poor misses for this level, and it's a thing that obviously they have to work on, but at least we have the chance to work on it now. But there's also the Canty effect now. Was he injured again, or was he just not able for 35 minutes? That's another problem. The game was spent to Meskla, even though maybe he wasn't at his best that we're used to seeing Johnny Meskla, but that game was spent to him. But I mean, they have things to work on, definitely, but they're there, that's the big thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned Graham Canty there as well, Joe. I think everybody was surprised to see him in the starting 15. Came off at half time, obviously didn't look fit at all in that first half. Was it a mistake to start him, do you think?
Possibly, it was a gamble, but I mean, it was a huge fill-up for the Cork support to see him starting, because everyone felt he wasn't going to start. But I mean, Dublin threw him back in the back foot straight away with the goal, but I mean, Canty wasn't really in the game, to be honest. In 35 minutes he hadn't a whole pile to do, but maybe it was a thing now, if he is injured, you'd be saying there was no need to play him and he would have had an extra few weeks, but he has 4 weeks now to get it right, so you need a guy like that in the final as well.
Yeah, no, Conor Coonan is going to have a very difficult job on his hands, Joe, picking the starting 15 for the final, because in the past couple of games, the subs that have been coming in, they've been really kind of changing the game for Cork, and I know that the argument is there, to keep it that way and to keep those players as impact subs coming on. But do you see many changes just for the final, considering and assuming if he does have a full panel to choose from?
Well, O'Neill obviously is the first thing. Do you start him and be more direct into him? But then again, do you want him for the last 20 minutes like that? Who knows? Nicholas, I feel, should start. I mean, he turned it into the game as well there. And you need to be winning primary possession midfield, which Cork weren't, and that's probably why we were under pressure for a lot of this period. You'd hope that Canty be okay. Cadigan did well when he came in, I suppose. So at least you have 20 guys. You have 20 guys that are in the mix, So Derek Kavanagh did well and put him 2 points up. So there's definitely 20 guys there, and that's what you need to win All-Ireland.
Yeah, no, Joe, what's your opinion on the kind of the Cork style of play? Just looking at it today, it was mainly the kind of slow build up again, the hand passing up the field. I mean, it's a very kind of a, it's a hard working kind of game, and it's a slow build up, and sometimes the kind of Cork seem to overdo it. Would you be in favour of that kind of game plan?
Well, I mean, Coonan will be justified because they won, I suppose, but there was periods there where the crowd were just totally fellas were going crazy, you know, that they were over and back. You know, the forwards mightn't have been making moves to them, but definitely when they went direct, you could see the dividends that it paid. So, you know, I mean, you have to mix and match it, but definitely they have to go more direct.
Yeah, no, it's going to be either Kildare or Down, Joe, in the final. Obviously, the second semi will be next weekend, and regardless of who wins it, obviously Cork are going to go into the final as pretty strong favourites.
They will do, I mean, which is fair enough, but we'll have to have a look next week now and see what's on offer. But you know, they're there now. Basically, go up and have a look at them next week and see what they have to do. But they have a lot to work on.
Cork's Red FM.